Now, if you guys thought my garage was a mess in the last video, prepare to be pretty disappointed. We've got stuff over there, both the cars. We're doing stuff with them. Got stuff over here. The studio is looking pretty empty. I sold the keyboard. I sold my iMac, my 27-inch. So now I'm doing everything on the MacBook, which is fine, I guess. And then let me turn up the ISO here. We sold the sim rig. Yeah, bittersweet. It went to a great person, my buddy Courtney, who's with me on the podcast. I mean, if anybody wants to argue about the practicality of your car, Courtney, I think this answers those questions. So he's driving it now. I just don't have time to drive it, and I'm not going to be taking it with me to Italy. So the sim is gone, keyboard is gone, computer's gone, and now the Alfa Romeo. Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver, and today we are selling the Alfa Romeo 4C. Well, kind of. I mean, it's definitely going for sale, but this will probably be the last time that I drive it. And words will not express how much I'm going to miss this car. This car is fantastic. It's super fun, obviously very lightweight, pretty fast around town, and really special looking. I mean, just looking at it right here in the camera, man, cars don't get like much better looking than this, honestly. And yeah, so obviously a mid rear engine car, and this is all the trunk space I've got, just big enough for the my camera bag. Oh man, I'm gonna miss it. Let me get this ladder out of here so I can see. Oh man, the rear end of this car is so crazy. So crazy. Okay, so yeah, let's get in the car. We're taking it to its final location. And yeah, bittersweet day for sure. Yeah, okay, let's see if it starts. I can't remember the last time I drove it, but I have been keeping it on a battery tender, so it should be fine. All right, everything's on, everything's on. Okay, we are in business. Now, one thing I do like about the Alfa Romeo, it's not very practical, but we do have a cup holder. Not only one, we actually have two cup holders back here, which is pretty nice. So let me roll up the windows and kind of explain to you guys what's going on. Now, I don't really want to sell this car. I don't owe any money on this car. However, I'm really struggling to justify keeping it. So, you know, obviously we're heading to Italy, and I'm not taking this car. It's too nice. I don't really have that much time to drive it, and I can't take Sage around, so I can't even really enjoy it with him. And I have a feeling that I'm gonna be so busy with Navy Band out in Europe that I'm not just gonna be mobbing around every other day in the car, right? So what are my options really? You know, okay, of course I could keep the car. I pay to keep it insured at a reduced rate, of course, and I pay to store it. And I've kind of looked around to gauge price to store a car, you know, and it could be up to I don't know, $1,000 a year, maybe even a little bit more. You know, obviously the car like this needs to be kept inside. And then I need to pay more if I want somebody to kind of maintain it, to drive it around, because I don't want to come back after 4 years in Europe to a car that's just been sitting and hasn't been driven, and all the gaskets and stuff are cracked, and I just don't want to deal with that. So unfortunately, I've decided to sell it. You know, it's funny, we just bought another car yesterday, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of real, kind of not, you know, but so we're selling the Alfa Romeo. My thought is, okay, we sell some cars, I just dump this money in the market, and hopefully by the time I get back from Europe, or maybe even sometime in Europe, you know, that's accumulated enough and I just buy a Lambo or something. That's like, honestly, like kind of where my mind is at right now. Maybe a Z06 or something, you know, I don't know, maybe, but something like obviously next tier, because honestly, like, I really, really like the Alfa Romeo 4C, but I don't love it. It really has been a long time, believe it or not, since I've driven this car. I honestly, I can't remember the last time I drove it. But, you know, what hasn't changed is that there is still no power steering in the car. I've got such a sticky tire on here in my neighborhood, you can just, it's just grabbing every single rock. Now, I'm a little concerned because I am in Florida, and any minute could turn into like just a crazy downfall storm. Like, I'm hearing thunder around, I'm seeing some raindrops. I didn't want to drop this car off in the rain because it's like so perfect, but you know, what can I do here? I got to get it out of the garage. Like I said, I don't want to sell it, but I just gotta deal with it. I just gotta deal with it and get it gone so I can stop dwelling over missing this car. And okay, so like I said, I don't love this car. I really like it though. And of course, here comes the rain. Let's just make sure that my windshield wiper works, just plural one. God, I can't believe this rain instantly as soon as I take the car out. Man, the car is very cool, very cool. Okay, so what don't I love about this car? It's kind of a supercar, like lightweight, carbon fiber, blah blah blah. Looks like really, really exotic. Everyone is just staring at me around here right now, which is fine. Also, because I'm talking to the camera, which doesn't really help. But it doesn't have that big of an engine, and because of that, it doesn't have a lot of top end power. You know, like 0 to 80 or so, car's like pretty quick. Anything above that, and not that you need to be going that fast, okay, but anything above that, the car's just like, just not that quick, you know. Like, it's not like a Hellcat or a big engine car or something, or when you think supercar, you think kind of like top end. Like, yeah, if I'm on a freeway, like, this car will mob, you know. This car doesn't really do that. It's quick, you know, it's definitely fast, and it, you know, you can definitely like pass people very easy, but it's not that fast on the top end. And the other thing I don't really like about the car, I can't believe I'm driving this thing in the pouring rain for my last drive, you know. You guys can probably hear it, but the rain is just pouring right now. God, I mean, I'm on a pretty aggressive tire too. It'll be fine, but kind of stupid. Anyways, okay, so like I was saying, the transmission. It's a DCT car, which honestly I don't mind that much, but at the same time, it's a turbo car that really relies on boost. There's a decent amount of turbo lag in this car, which is fun. It's kind of fun, but the transmission can shift faster than the turbo can spool down. So if I'm at like partial throttle and I'm driving the car and it's like kind of in boost, and then I shift, it's like always like a little bit jerky, you know. And I talked to some other 4C owners, and they like kind of said, yeah, it's a little quirky or whatever. And some people are like, yeah, maybe you need a new battery, maybe. Some people said I need to drive the car more so it can like learn how I drive, although I've got, I don't know how many hours of track driving in this car. But the transmission just paired with the turbo, for me, I just don't love it that much. And it's just not the perfect car. It's very good, and it's very fun and quirky, and it's got a lot of character, and it's exciting to drive. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's actually really exciting to drive. It's just not that smooth because of the way that the turbo builds boost, and if you shift prematurely, or if you shift and you're not under like full boost or something, it's just like, it's just not that good. I don't like it that much, you know. When I drove the new Z06, that's a DCT car, I didn't have that problem at all, right? Because that's an NA car. When I drive my S2000, that's an NA car, it's a manual, it's totally different, but like, there's no thought process there. And it's not a turbo situation, you know, because when I had the Golf R, I didn't mind that, because with the throttle in my driving, I could really manipulate kind of how the turbo is spooling and when I'm shifting and blah blah blah. With the DCT, it's like you pull the paddle, and if you're like halfway in boost, it's just like a jerky, not jerky, but it's just not a very intuitive shift, and it sucks, kind of like. I don't like that about this car. Now when you're just like flat out in the car and you're just redlining every gear, there's no problem there. Like, it's fine, you know, it's not perfect, but it's fine. But that's like my biggest complaint with this car, is just how the DCT works with the turbo. It's just, they're not that friendly together for whatever it's worth. And because of that, like, you know, I would do a lot of things to like save this car, to like not sell it. But like in the back of my mind, that kind of always gets me, like, yeah, but the way it shifts, I don't love it that much to like pay for a car for 4 years when I can't even drive it. Like, you know, and I don't know, maybe there's one or two of you guys out there that follow my investing channel, you know, where we're kind of building this dividend portfolio to buy like an exotic supercar. And like, I just can't pay for a car I'm not even using. And it's not a payment, but insurance, storing costs, is it gonna need a lot of maintenance when I get back, that type of stuff. And so it's hard to sell, you know, but we're making a lot of sacrifices to make this move overseas work. And, you know, selling the car, you know, is part of that, you know. And thankfully, again, I don't owe money on the car, so it'll just be a nice cash infusion to my portfolio, you know, which is cool. But, you know, I'm gonna miss it. You know, the car's only got, and this is a good point, I've had this car over 2 years, I think. This car, it doesn't even have 4,000 miles on it, right? I think I bought it with a little under 2,000, and now it has a little under 4,000. So I don't even think I've driven this car 2,000 miles in like 2.5 years. I mean, that says something, you know. Obviously it's a little toy or whatever, but it's not really usable, you know. There's barely any trunk space. It gets very hot. The front doesn't open. I don't have CarPlay. I don't have anywhere to put my phone. Like, I got my cup holder though. I got my cup holder, you know. And I don't want to, I'm not hating on the car. Like, I love it for all those reasons too. Like, I really do. That it's just a cool little fun little go-kart, super go-kart thing. Like, I really do like that. I'm just not using it that much, and it's just sitting in my garage, you know. And so I love looking at it. I definitely love looking at it, but it's like, mainly between me and you, it's like almost like my ego wants to keep this car more than I do. So, okay, long story short, we're selling the car, and what I've decided to do is to sell the car on consignment at a local kind of cool little dealership here in Jacksonville that I have some rapport with. I do know some people that work there. I've never been to the place, but you know, they have cool cars there, and I'm kind of excited to see it. But the thing is, I did not want to list this thing on Marketplace, which I love Marketplace, but when you're selling like a high value cool thing, you just get so many messages. It's insane. And they are, you know, 99% of them are not real. You know, I recently posted my recording studio for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and like, dude, that thing has like 50,000 clicks. Every time I open my phone, I'm flooded with messages on that thing, and most of them are not real. And so I don't have the time, you know. With Sages too, we're trying to move, we're cleaning everything up. I don't really have the time to just sit around and respond to Facebook messages and just answer the same questions over and over again. So at that point, I also don't want to just like dump it off out at a dealership for like 50 grand, because I know the car's worth more than that, right? And so I figure, okay, I'll pay a small consignment fee, and then at least I can choose the price. They can deal with the people that want to buy it. They can take the photos. Obviously, I could take them, but I don't really want to. You know, they can deal with it and then just give me the money when the car sells, right? So I don't have to deal with it, and I'm fine with that, right? So I think what I'm going to recommend when I talk to him, I think I'm going to recommend that we list the car at $65K. and just see what happens. You know, maybe I have a number slightly less than that in mind that, you know, I would take. But with the market at these miles, you know, less than 4,000 miles, a beautiful spec car. You know, I think in the mid to low 60s, I think we're like right there, you know. So as opposed to like KBB or something offering me like 52 for the car, I'm not desperate. I'm not just gonna give the car away, you know. So we're gonna sell it on consignment, and who knows, if it goes well or goes pretty smooth, I might actually take another one or two of my cars there, just so I don't have to deal with the transaction. And plus, it'll be easier, I think, for the next buyer, just in case they need to like secure financing or anything like that. You know, it'll just be easier to kind of work with a dealership, work with a person that can help them get in this car, because it's really awesome, really special car. And I don't have the time to deal with everyone that's going to want to ask me, has it ever been in an accident? Can you give me the VIN? Would you take a boat? I got this boat, I'll give you. It's like, I don't have time for that. So we are going to GW Trucks, which, don't let the name fool you, they actually have some really cool cars there too. And we're going to be dropping it off under consignment. So let me enjoy this kind of last drive. Actually, let me get you guys a little bit of turbo sound here for us to remember with. Hey, let me put it in manual. Like a baby Bugatti. That's kind of what I think, really. I've never driven a Bugatti, but it kind of looks like a Bugatti, and it sounds like a Bugatti from what I can tell. You know, got every single person on the freeway is just like staring at me. That's what kind of attention this car gets. Let me just pick up my phone because I don't have CarPlay. I don't recommend this. Okay, 3 more miles. All right, so I'm going to enjoy my last drive in the Alfa Romeo. I really have enjoyed this car. It's too bad I didn't drive it more. I didn't have the time to drive it more. It's just a season of life, you know, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, but when it comes to like selling cars and selling my studio and my sim rig and stuff like that, you know, there's something that's called the hedonic treadmill. And you guys probably all know what that means. It's like you're chasing like highs and lows, kind of whatever, blah, blah, blah. So most people say that if you have to experience like negative things, you should get them all done at once, you know. So like selling the house, selling the Alfa, I think we're gonna sell some other cars too, the sim rig. If I can just get rid of all those at one time and take that little like dopamine hit, that negative dopamine hit, that's kind of what I'm doing, you know. And on the flip side, they say like if you want to like prolong these like positive things, like say you inherited like $10 million or something, most people suggest like, okay, yeah, you buy a lot of cool shit, but you like space it out, you know, to like enjoy each moment for a while, you know, like make one big purchase a year or so. So you give your body time to like process your enjoyment and stuff, not just like flooding it, you know. And so we're doing the opposite basically with that, with this sell of all my stuff. And again, I don't like it. It just doesn't make any sense to keep the car right now. So, okay, I'll see you guys at GW Trucks. Here we are, we're at GW Trucks. Now, I'll tell you right now. So I just dropped this car off. You know, it only took like 2 or 3 minutes. You know, we looked at the comps, pricing, and we were pretty much right dialed in, right? I think we're gonna list it right at 65. I will put a link to the description in the comments right now. So if you guys are interested or actually want to buy this car, it'll probably be pretty easy with financing and things like that. But GW Trucks, actually, really nice experience. Let me show you around a little bit. Okay, so yeah, obviously we're probably in the right place here in Jacksonville to put a car on consignment. They definitely have some really cool cars here. Lambo, a V10, R8, a lot of enthusiast cars, a lot of Supras, a lot of M-Series BMWs. I think that the Alfa Romeo is gonna fit right in. There are some beautiful cars here, and I love that it's like kept inside, it's nice floors, like it's gonna be pretty classy. All right, honestly, it's kind of sad a little bit, but ultimately it's just like it's just a car, you know, so I can't be like too attached to it, you know. It's just a car. I'm not really using it right now, so I'm feeling pretty good that the car is going to be sold at a good place. So now I can't say that this happens for every customer, but they're actually going to take me for a ride home, which I really appreciate. You know, it's funny, I don't have the heart to tell this guy that I had a Shelby GT350R. He seems pretty proud to drive me around in the Mustang, but I'm very appreciative of it, and I think it's a manual, so pretty cool. Okay, so you wouldn't believe this. We're in the Mustang, the GT, with the driver here that's taking me home, and we're in a GT and it's been tuned. What's funny is that it like overheated on the freeway. It was like kind of like driving a little whatever, saying low coolant, blah blah blah, whatever. So now we're on the side of the highway, letting the car cool off. Hopefully we can make it home. We're just like a couple miles from my place. So, but funny, it's funny that it's a Mustang. You guys get that, you know, but it's definitely a high horsepower car, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, you gotta pay to play with these cars. And just like that, we got home safe. Thank you to the driver at GW Trucks, shout out. And we're down one car. So I would say one car down, 2 to go.